Coming up on Network Africa, President Muhammadu Buhari gives an assurance that Nigerians can do business in any part of the country they wish. For the first time in 4 decades, Angolans get set to voting a new president. And later, mother of 20-year-old South African model Gabriela Engel says they will not stop until the Zimbabwean First Lady answers the assault charges in court. Hello, welcome to the program. I'm Joke Rogers. Let's begin with major stories on the continent that made headlines over the weekend.
Zimbabwe's First Lady Grace Mugabe has returned home from South Africa with her husband, President Robert Mugabe, pursued by demands she faced prosecution over the alleged assault of a 20-year-old model last week. In spite of the South African police previously placed border posts on red alert to prevent her from leaving. In a statement by the South African International Relations Minister, she has been granted diplomatic immunity. The opposition Democratic Alliance said it would call for a parliamentary inquiry into the affair, while advocacy group Affirms said it would challenge the government's decision. Elsewhere, 4 children from Sudan whose parents are believed to have been killed fighting for Islamic State in the Libyan city of Sirte last year were handed over to the Sudanese consul on Sunday for return to their country. Sirte was a stronghold for Islamic State from 2015 to 2016 when Libyan forces backed by US airstrikes ousted the ultra-hardline group. Hundreds of foreign militants joined Islamic State in Sirte. Dozens of women and children detained towards the end of the fighting have been held in Misrata, the city from which the military campaign in Sirte was led. Then, in Kenya, the bodies of a Swiss couple were found dumped by a country road in coastal city of Mombasa with severe injuries on Sunday. Police added that the caretaker of a property where they had been due to stay was being sought for questioning. Regional Police Chief Larry Kiang identified them by name and said they had flown into Kenya on Saturday and had planned to stay at a private residence in Inyali, an upmarket estate in Mombasa. In 2014, Russian and German tourists were robbed and murdered in Mombasa in 2 separate incidents. Police later shot dead 2 suspects they claimed to have been behind the murders.
Well, for today's major stories, the President of Nigeria has reaffirmed the right of every Nigerian to live and pursue business in any part of the country without hindrance. President Muhammadu Buhari offered this assurance in his first broadcast to the nation after his return from a medical vacation in the United Kingdom. While criticizing what he describes as divisive comments, especially on social media, President Buhari insists that Nigeria's unity is not negotiable.
After over 100 days away on medical vacation, President Muhammadu Buhari returns to the country to an enthusiastic reception. And soon enough, he settles down to the business of governance. His first broadcast to the nation less than 48 hours later is emphatic and straight to the point. He makes it clear that despite his physical absence, he remained abreast of events on the home front, including the unsavory ones.
In the course of my stay in the United Kingdom, I have been kept in daily touch with events at home. Nigerians are robust and lively in discussing their affairs. But I was distressed to notice that some of the comments, especially in the social media, have crossed our national red lines by daring to question our collective existence as a nation. This is a step too far.
He also addresses the divisive comments in no uncertain terms by reaffirming the unity and indivisibility of Nigeria.
Nigerians' unity is settled and not negotiable. We shall not allow irresponsible elements to start trouble, and when things get bad, they run away and settle others with the responsibility of bringing back order, if necessary, with their blood. Every Nigerian has the right to live and pursue his business anywhere in Nigeria without let or hindrance.
While accepting that there are thorny issues that need to be addressed, the President points out that there are appropriate channels of dealing with them.
The National Assembly and the National Council of States are the legitimate and appropriate bodies for national discourse. The national consensus is that it is better to live together than to live apart.
National security ranks very high among the President's immediate priorities.
Terrorists and criminals must be fought and destroyed relentlessly so that the majority of us can live in peace and safety. Therefore, we are going to reinforce and reinvigorate the fight not only against the elements of Boko Haram, which are attempting a new series of attacks on soft targets, kidnappings, farmers versus herdsmen clashes, in addition to ethnic violence fueled by political mischief makers. We shall tackle them all.
And of course, President Buhari does not fail to point the way forward.
Our collective interest now is to eschew petty differences and come together to face common challenges of economic security, political evolution and integration, as well as lasting peace among all Nigerians.
The nation's #1 citizen has had his say, and hopefully it should put to bed all the controversy, fuss and furore generated by his absence, now that he's back in the driving seat.